Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market. It's Friday, September 12th. I'm going to review the 0-day options today. I took on SPY. It did not disappoint. Friday, super trap day, tight range, just disgusting. Liquidity, it's good, but you've got to be careful. Let's review it. I mean, we were in like a 1-point chop. When I say like, I mean actual 1-point chop. 652.7 to 658.4. So 1-point chop pretty much all day. These moves are so small, you can't really be successful. Not worth the risk. So literally at 3 o'clock. I mean, there was, yeah. Anyways, let's review. All right. Yesterday was pretty, was it? Yeah, yesterday I had a kind of a red day. I mean an actual red day. Day before was good. Yesterday was setting up for this grindy, trappy Friday. Yesterday had the same kind of thing. Today was even tighter. I was more disciplined today just not to trade. So yeah. On the 30-minute, let's see, where do we open? Yeah, we just opened right in the same range and just grinded sideways. Building liquidity up here at all-time highs. Yeah, I didn't trade any of this junk. So I was kind of changing my lines as the day went on just to make sure they were accurate. So we've got white here, which ended up being pretty accurate. This one I wasn't too sure on, the red one. Magenta, or not magenta, but purple I liked. Green's later. So made inverse head, grinded up into this, broke the white. I didn't take this break. It's such a tight range. I'm just leaving it alone. So complete the cup at that point, and then just starts grinding and wedging and all sorts of ugly. Makes its way. All right, so here's where it gets interesting. So we've got this aggressive selling channel that was identified here, reactivated there. Came down, broke purple, which is basically what I was waiting for to go short, grabbing that shoulder with a head. And purple was my support here. So I broke it, but then I'm thinking, well, this white, it could break that and still find this white as support. Let me see what happened here. Yeah, I guess I didn't. I won't review this. I'm actually green on the big account. Yeah, I snuck in a green action on both accounts. I'm gonna just spoil it for right now for you. Right here I did consider going short. I was like, all right, I should get puts. I've got this precision. I'm like, wait, I should just wait because we do have this potential support. It wicked down here. I'm like, all right, this range is so stupid tight. I'll just wait. Maybe it'll complete the inverse cup and then I'll try and get in on the handle. Thankfully I did, because then it started doing this. I'm like, well, I could go long here because now it's showing this as support. I think I left all that alone though. Honestly, I'm like, this is such a tight range. I mean, we're looking at 657.21, 658. It's not even a point. So I'm like, all right, whatever. We'll just chill. Comes up, grinds. I kind of stopped paying attention actually at this point. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna set alerts. High a day, low a day. I mean, that's the least it can give me. That's 1 point. Has to complete a cup or inverse cup. So I start setting alerts. I start doing other stuff. It did end up grinding down in this bullish controlled selling, which is the white. Broke it, retested it. So could have taken a trade here if I didn't have alerts set for high of day and I wasn't paying attention. But realistically, like, would I have taken that? I'd probably not. Like, maybe, but it's just not nice. It did give a little action though. 657.94 would have been top of green, which I don't even think I had at that point. Yeah, I had purple. I didn't have green yet, so who's to know I'd have taken that. It would have just been because of big green candle. 658.38, 650. Yeah, that's not even half a point. So sucky little action there. But yeah, missed that. Hit my trigger here. Came up. I put green in at some point later. We've got tons of liquidity here, of course. Starts to grab it. Where did I take my first trade? 27 at calls. That just doesn't seem right. It doesn't even feel right. Made a little mini head and shoulders on that head and shoulders. Mini right here. Okay, yeah. So I had green at this point. It bounced. I didn't have this white, this selling in white, this mellow selling. Came down, retested green. Dang, it doesn't look quite right. Where was this? Okay, this candle was here, I think, when I opened calls right here. Thinking we're still in buying channel. We haven't completed inverse cups. It's slow, but yeah, I thought this was support. This same candle, I guess. Yeah, this same candle just dumped without me. I guess I opened it a little early. That's weird. Yeah, opened it here for calls at 57 cents. Closed it on this ugly candle. I was waiting for this bottom green. Yeah, I probably actually opened it around here, with this being my stop, this lower green, and then I closed it on this one. So calls closed there, 57 cents to 48. Small loss, not too big. And then I flipped 11:30. I literally flipped right into puts. I'm like, all right, broke the green. I'm gonna flip into puts here and catch it too low of day for the inverse cup to close. And then it did this big green candle. Oh, and then I was like, I'm gonna chart this white, which I charted. And so I held through this. I held through it. I'm like, this is excruciating, but maybe this will respect this white. Sure enough, it did. Rejected, also with VWAP. I was into puts there with that whole grind up. Started coming down. I'm looking for a low of day. Comes down. Like, all right, white's my stop. Wicks, and this was insane. Like, the volume was so low today. Just no one's trading. No one's participating today. It's like, what is it, Labor Day? Or it's some holiday, but it's not like Monday's closed. Monday's open. It's just Monday is, I don't know, it's a holiday weekend, whatever. There's no volume. We're at all-time highs. It's just chilling. So literally this gap right here, we're having gaps in SPY chart just because of lack of volume. Gaps up, starts looking funny. I'm like, what is this, a penny stock? This is insane. 30, yeah, 45. So it does this, it wicks. I'm like, this is disgusting price action. I've waited so long to get into it, and finally I get in, and then now it's gapping to the wrong side. I'm like, this is gross. On this closed candle, I closed my put. So I stopped out. I'm like, this is white. It broke it. I'm stopping out. It did end up coming down. What, I could have made $6 there or whatever it was. It was small. Didn't even complete the inverse cup. Got close, but didn't complete it. So yeah, second trade was a loss, a small loss because it went my direction. Just didn't make it to my first take profit. So that was that. I'm not gonna review the big. I'm not gonna review the big account. Just a small one. Next trade. So let's see. Let me see if I can remember any big account trades. No, I think I pretty much left it alone all through here. I'm like, all right, this is where I'm setting my alerts. High day, low day. This is dumb. So it literally grinded up. Wasn't paying attention at all, which is good because you want to reserve your stamina and keep it fresh and keep it ready on deck for when it's time to trade. So that was the point in setting alerts and literally not even looking at the charts, like getting up from your computer, your phone, whatever, like doing something totally different, completely mind off. And I was, and then this triggered. High day, cup completed. On the 30-minute, yeah, it was breaking out of the green. Here's SPY day trading on YouTube's 30-minute chart. There's Eric's. So it completed the cup and it was kind of breaking the green. I think that was right here, 130. I'm like, all right, it could be breaking out, especially if this closes up here. Breaking out of this liquidity being built. But this handle sucked. It just chopped for the handle. And then it ended up breaking it. So I think he had less aggressive bullish controlled selling. So his looked maybe a little better in here. But anyways, broke it. Started increasing in volume some. Built a little structure up here. And actually I wanted to go long on this break. But all day I was free for these 5 hours of just trash. And then I got tied up with someone. Family. And then they took my time, and then this happens. I'm like, dude, I haven't gotten to trade at all today. I mean, I guess I did one trade before there, but anyways, tiny little structure. It's fine that I missed it, but this was it right here. Kind of retested high of day there too. Broke the white, it was literally just like 2 candles of green. So pretty mellow. Didn't catch that, which is probably good, because if I wasn't fully out and I had a stop, that's the problem with these tight range days, that if you get big candles, like relatively big for the day, they're actually not big, but for the day, this is a huge candle. 658.33, 658.74. That's like half a point. That's a very small range, but for today, this is a huge candle. If I had a stop and it was, say, like right here, which it could have been, and it was just a stop order, not a stop limit, which I always just do stop orders, never do stop limits. And so basically, once it triggers this, it market orders. This thing has so much velocity, it would have triggered it down here, and that would have been like 80% loss in that contract. So these kind of stop hunts really screw you if you actually have a stop. That's why I try and do as many manual stops as I have, as often as I can. So it's fine that I missed this. I potentially could have gotten really wrecked by that candle. I did see this though. I was watching it then, and I thought about going along. I don't see it now, but I did have a chart. One of my lines intersected right here, and this was support. Maybe it was green higher. Yeah, potentially. But I didn't go long. It was just way too quick. It was up here, like it wicked so fast. So I didn't catch along. I'm like, all right, I'll just wait. And then it did break here. Nice little inverse head and shoulders for a little rip. I don't know if I caught that on the big account. Let me see the next one, the small. Let's see. No, so I don't think maybe I didn't catch on either one. Came up here. So we still have, you know, take profits on a Friday potentially. We have VWAP down here. We're at all-time highs on the 30-minute. We're finding resistance on this gold is what I'm noticing. So it broke out of green, and now it's a resisting gold. Potential for just to move to VWAP, which would coincide pretty much with that green, which would be like a retest. So yeah, I saw it coming down. I did put in this blue, which I didn't actually change the color, but that's a resistance up here. Put it in for here. And I think it was actually legitimate because it did play out later. Started to grab this shoulder here, right here. Broke that green, and then I had another one. But these are kind of just random spots. Oh no, that's low. I don't know. Yeah, when it's low volume, like the algos and the charts, like the trend lines, whatever, they're just not respected quite the same because it's just low volume. It's gonna push the limits of both sides often. So I actually got in though on the break of this green for this head and shoulders for potential move back to VWAP for end of day. And I was red on the day at that point. And this was at 312. I got 3 puts. Okay. So these puts are 658. It's for a move back to VWAP, which is at 658.02 at that point. So the next strike in the money is 657. Which is way up here. Wait, no, I'm sorry, 659. Right? Yeah, 659, which is way up here. It's in the money. Because this is such a tight range day, the strikes are so far apart. So this strike was like 60 cents or something. This one was like 15 cents. Let me see what it was actually. 22 cents. No. 14 cents for this strike, and then this one up here is like 50. So I can get 3 of these, or I don't even think I can get 1 of these, maybe. But on such a tight range day, I was like, man, well, this is my target, so I should get it for that. So I got 3 at 312, which is that candle right there, break on green. Got 3 of them. And this thing just starts going to my favor. I'm like, sick. This does not move at all. Contract does not gain in value. Any little wick on here, it goes negative 2%. I'm like, what is happening? I'm 1 strike too far out of the money for this to mean anything until it gets down to VWAP. Like, I might as well just waited until it came down here and bought it, because it's the same price. Literally, it didn't gain value. Like, on this wick, yeah, it was up like 25%. But then this candle, it's 0%. Oh, I was like, oh, this... I mean, it's a fine strike for like a lotto end of day. You're up. This is just like part of your profits. Just hold it until end of day. Hold it till way down here, whatever. But for what I was trying to do to VWAP, I was like, this sucks. I can't take any profits here. I think I did actually end up taking profits there. So I got this same trade on the big account. and I did it on SPX, and it also was just one strike too far out of the money and didn't move. Like down here it was 25% to 0, like flashing back and forth, and I purchased it up there. Yeah, 14 cents. I got my first sell for 17 cents. 315. So right here I got a great sell on it because I was thinking this is high of day, this is gonna be support. So I actually got a nice sell here, 14 cents to 17 cents. So it was quite small percentage wise, 20% maybe, you can do the math. And then I put an order in for another one at the, was at the ask, I think, I can't remember, but it was at 321. Let's see, 321 looks like this candle, and then it ripped, and that ask ended up being like break even. So my 14 cent buy-in, I sold one for 17, and then my next one I sold, no, my next two, what? Oh, maybe it was a stop out. I'm sorry, that was a stop out. I forgot. On the big account, I did that same thing, and it closed one of them for break even, and I got messed up on the slippage because I clicked it, it was like 25% up, and then when it filled, it was 0 because the contracts were out of the money and they were moving like crazy. This one, I took profit on one on the small account, and then I just like, all right, I'm just gonna do break even, stop out of the other two. I don't want to mess with this. It's not moving. My strike's too far out. Next to VWAP, it's not gonna be great. It'll be fine. So yeah, it literally stopped me out on this candle right here. Also, I'm thinking this white is what I'm gonna wait for to break. So it broke it. I'm like, that's fine. It closed above it, and so it also stopped me out there with the break even. So small account was green at that point, which I was grateful for. I thought if it moved to VWAP, it could be another $5, $10, whatever. Not even 10. It'd be a small amount. So yeah, it was a stop out there. I'm gonna show you guys real quick. I kind of want to show you the big account now. By the skin of my teeth, I made it green today. I was red, but there they are. Small account trades. Let me just see if I can pull it up real quick. Well, actually, I didn't even show you the last trade on there. I'm gonna show you the last trade on there. So small account was closed out by then. Somehow, when I opened my big account positions up here, I got a little better fill because I did the exact same thing. I took profit on one of them here, and then I did break even stop on the rest. And these wicks didn't stop it out. But knowing me, you know, I'd already taken 2 out of the 3 here. And then on this move down, I was able to hold one because it didn't stop me out. And I held it all the way to this candle, made it to VWAP. So missed this whole move down here. On the big account. And it's one of the clues here for me was the time of day this was happening. So this was 3 o'clock right here, and it was already starting to gravitate towards VWAP, which wasn't even that far away. I'm like, this is kind of early for this to happen. So that means to me it has room. It has legs to run potentially and keep dropping. So as it got to VWAP, it's not even 3:30. I'm like, dang, maybe I was a little short-sighted on that. It did end up completing the inverse cut from the whole day, which is insane. Part of the reason also I closed at VWAP is because it correlated with this candle right here. That candle? It was this one right on that green support. Yeah, VWAP was right here. That's where I closed the last one. I thought, if anything, it's retraced back to green, so it's bouncing there. So that was my thinking. If I had 2, potentially I could have closed one there and then held one for O of day. They went over 100% from where I closed it to here. So that was the big account. Big account, I came out small green, basically erased yesterday's red. So that's not bad. Small account though, I'm seeing this. It's bouncing on VWAP. I'm like, dude, this thing's gonna keep going. It's only 3:30. Where's it gotta go? It broke the green, which was the final channel for me. Like, dude, it retested it even. Like, well, we've got time. It just flushes here. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I closed those. Starts to build a little liquidity here. I put in this random blue one I had from up there. The green one makes a little head, tiny shoulder. This red candle right here, I literally opened more on the small account. I'm like, all right, it broke it. I gotta do it. So as you saw my small account, I opened one more put at 657, which is this strike right here. Here's 657. Opened it for 22 cents at 337 on this candle, the beginning of this candle, as it opened below that green. Opened it here. So pure scalp. I'm not planning to hold this until the end of day. Clearly that would have screwed me, but so I'm getting out of it quick. It comes down. This is low of day, this line. So I'm kind of happy I nailed this. And that's what made me green. I was red like $8 before that. Now I'm green 4. So it's a small trade, but let me put me from red to green, and I'm happy it helped build the confidence a little bit. 337 to 341. So actually on this candle, given it was at the beginning of this candle, but yeah, I literally caught it from right here to here. And 22 cents to 34, you can do the math, 20, 30%, whatever it is. I mean, scaled up, that's legit. You can make 20, 30% in 4 minutes. I'm game. I considered, I wasn't really prepared. Made engulfing candle. I wanted to get calls for the bounce, but I was like, you know what? I'm green on both counts. I'm gonna leave it. It's a Friday. It was an awful Friday for trading. I'm happy. I'm content. Thank you. Blessed. So, sub up, like up, comment down. Happy Monday 6th round. We'll see you on Monday. Have a good weekend. Study up, focus up, rest up. Peace out.